After watching the opening and title sequence, what are your initial opinions?
Okay, my overall opinion of the piece is it's quite interesting. I quite like the fact that it had a storyline to it. So after watching the first, 3 minutes of it, you're quite clear that there is some kind of plot, some kind of story. It's not just a whole lot of stuff happening with no purpose. I quite like the juxtaposition of this kind of ambiguous character walking with these really creepy titles, with the kind of the calmness and the kind of like the innocence of these two kids in a tent. So you've kind of got these two things working opposites, which kind of creates a nice tension. And music helps there as well. Quite like that really haunting piano music that then cuts to just the dialogue and, less scary music. So I quite like those two things. Quite like the text that kind of is kind of glitchy, and again gives you this sense of, it kind of just makes you feel a little bit unsettled, which really works well again with this kind of simple, innocent kind of two kids in a tent kind of thing. Quite like all the cool little motion graphic things and the little footsteps going across the map, that work quite well. Yeah, and it's quite nicely shot. Quite steady and stable. It's not the camera movement's really good. Obviously you've used the tripod in the tent scene, which is good, and the stabilized footage as you're walking with the person walking through down the road. That's quite good. Yeah.
What would you say your favourite part of the opening title sequence is?
Probably my favourite part of the title sequence is the two kids. I quite like the fact that the audio is recorded really well, the dialogue's quite good, and I just like the kind of atmosphere that they created in the title sequence at the start.
Cool. And where do you think I could improve? What do you think I could do to make it better?
Okay, so I think that there's not enough interesting shots in the tent scene. I mean, I can appreciate that it's probably quite hard to get interesting shots when filming in such a short space, but it kind of feels like it would have been needed some more interesting shots to add into the title sequence. And also it kind of feels like the difference between the two scenes there, from watching it appears that they're meant to be inside the house practicing, and then when they go outside and do it for real, the difference between those two things isn't really apparent. So it doesn't really have the impact that maybe it should when she's saying that she's scared and she hears noises. I'm not quite convinced that you are even outside for that to make me scared. Whereas, I think that if you were able to add a few more scenes, that might make it work better.
Thank you.